Hello and welcome to BaccS tutorial. In this series of videos I'll be explaining and demonstrating different BaccS features. We'll start from general overview of the system where I will show how to quickly start working with the program. After that, more tutorials will follow covering different aspects of the program in detail. When you launch BaccS for the first time, you see this simple window, which has three main areas: ribbon menu, containing common commands and view-specific commands, navigation tree, and work area, where open views are displayed using tabbed UI. You can switch between tabs using your mouse or Control-Tab shortcut on your keyboard. Here how it looks. All currently open tabs are saved when the program closes and restored on the next launch. Before starting, switch to the View tab on the ribbon and select desired color palette. BaccS offers a wide choice of themes, from classical to very extravagant, like this. There is also one special theme called the Bezier. This theme supports different color palettes, which you may switch using this Switch Palette button. Here how it works. Apply, and new theme applied. I personally prefer to use default Office 2016 colorful theme. So let's begin. I'm closing all open tabs. The first operation you have to do before entering any data is customizing your settings. To open settings, use this gear button in the top left corner. Setting window has a number of tabs. The first one contains main information about you, like name, photo, address, web pages. I will fill my name, last name, and will select my photo. To do this, I just double click here on this space and select my photo. You can read detailed article about settings in BaccS manual, while here I'll point out only on the most important preferences, which can be found in the Application Settings tab. The first one is base currency. This setting specifies a currency used to express all amounts in the program. When you enter a project, translation job, invoice, or translation assignment in a currency which differs from this base currency, then amount of that document will be converted to the base currency using currency rates, which are stored in a special table. Currency rates can be entered on fly, manually, or using automatic rates downloader. Earning accounting type option allows to control date of records created in the ledger by date or by deadline of jobs. Earning accounting method option controls a moment of records creation in the ledger by creating jobs, by creating invoices or over those jobs, or by creating incoming payments. When any of these settings is changed, you have to save settings and click Recreate Transactions button, which will recreate all records in the ledger. Another important group of options is a numbering group. Here you select type of numeration, sequential, when the program will use a straightforward type of jobs and invoices numeration, or per customer, when each customer will have own numeration chain for jobs and invoices. Job number format options allow to set number structure of jobs, invoices, and assignments. Using different variables, BaccS can fit almost any numeration system which you may use in your work. All other settings here in this view are optional and you can get familiar with them later. Now I'm saving changes and closing this view. We are ready to start. As I said earlier, you work with data in the workspace area by opening different views. Any data table is accessed from the navigation tree. You select type of data and then navigation item, for example, customers. Almost all navigation items open corresponding list view, like this one. This is the first type of view used in BaccS. In list views, you view data, filter it, group, search, summarize, print, etc. From here, you open detail views used to edit data. To add a new record, click the New button. To edit an existing record, double-click on it, or select it and use Edit command. You can always switch back to the list view without closing current detail view to create or edit another record. Here I opened two tabs for creating a new customer. Let's close one without saving. Detail views have another set of commands on the ribbon like save and save in class buttons, validate, cancel. When a save button is clicked, data will be written to the database. Until then, they are stored in memory. Take it into account when working. So, we are started to create our first customer. This detail view contains a lot of fields, but here I will fill only main ones, name and short name. Client 1, CL1. Mandatory fields are marked with asterisk symbol. If such field will not be filled, then clicking Save button will lead to such error message. Name must not be empty. So I'm filling name again and switch to default rates tab, where I specify rates used for this customer. This list allows editing without opening detail views, so I can add a new record here, and later you will see that this default rate will be automatically used in our translation job. Click Save and Close, and you see that we have created first reference data record. In future, when we'll be creating projects and jobs, we'll be able to select this customer in corresponding fields. Now, let's start adding our first operations. In BaccS, you can use two workflows, with and without translation projects. Actually, projects are a simple aggregation of jobs, and it is recommended to use project-based approach only when you know that newly created job will be not the only one job in some project. For simplicity, I will skip project creation here and create new translation job without project. I'm opening job list and creating a new record. This is a job editing view. Let's fill it. Job has two numbers, numeric and formatted. When you change numeric field, formatted number changes automatically according to your numbering settings. This number can be used for quotes or to create job folders on your hard drive, or simply for your convenience. I set deadline, for example, tomorrow, and then select customer. As you see, we can select previously created customer from this drop-down box. One of the main BaccS features is that it is not necessary to create reference data as we did with this first customer. Instead, we can create it on fly. I select our first customer, and we see that the list of project managers is empty. That is because we didn't create a single contact person for this customer. Let's create it from the job. I click this new button from expanded list of contacts. Customer contact editing view opens. First name, last name, title, email. I can also upload photo of this person and then click Save and Close. Created contact person was automatically selected in the Project Manager field. The same with language pair. I'm creating a new language pair. List of languages is empty, so I create new language too. Let's call it English. Instead of clicking Save and Close, you can use Ctrl-Enter shortcut on your keyboard. Then I create another language. Let's call it Russian. And Ctrl-Enter again. Done. New language pair is created. I fill PO number and create new specialization. Now I'm going to create job tasks. This table supports inline edit, so no need to open detail form for each task. I select work type. As you see, there are a few predefined work types, but you can delete them or rename and create your own work types. Instead of mouse selection, I can type work type name. Let me delete it, and I'm starting to type another column, tren. This work type is highlighted, so I hit enter. It is selected. Fuzzy type. Again, I'm starting to type no much. Enter. I enter quantity, and you see that rate value was applied automatically from the default rates list which we created for this customer. We can also have general default rates which will be applied to all customers. Just for the example, I hit enter, enter 2, and create another job task, proofreading with 2 hours and some rate. Done. I save the job and it appears in the job list. Actually, that's all. I will pause recording and create few more customers and jobs to show you the list of jobs containing more than one row. Here we are. Depending on the status and deadline, jobs are highlighted using different colors. Job has statuses which can be set manually or automatically. To mark jobs as delivered, no need to open editing form. I'm just selecting necessary job and use quick status change command. I mark these two jobs as sent. Change status, sent. As you see, delivery date changes automatically, as the color of these rows. When at least one job is created, you can create new jobs by cloning previous ones. Select it and click Clone or F9 key on the keyboard. Then just change PO number, volumes, and you are done. There is also a quick job creation button here, which is always available for you regardless currently selected tab. You see, when I switch to customers, this button is still available. When clicked, you see a list of customers you did jobs for. This list is filled on the program start, so that's why it is empty now. Click refresh and we see 2 customers. Clicking on any of them allows to create a new job on the base of the latest job we did for this customer. easy and fast. Let me close it. List of jobs, as any other list in BaccS, can be filtered using quick filters. To filter the list, find this small filtering button which appears in any column header when you hover mouse over it. Here I'm quickly filtering list of jobs to display only jobs in era. Also, you can do quick searching in the list. For example, I hit Peter. Export it to a lot of formats. Customize totals. Set up appearance rules. Select which columns to display, so you can hide unwanted columns. And display other columns. Same functionality shown here is applied to all lists in any part of the program. Now let's open Dashboard, a kind of control center in BaccS, which allows to see a lot of data on one screen. Here we see a list of recent jobs, customer balance, unpaid invoices, which is still empty, but soon we will create our first invoice, which will appear here. Our recent performance by specializations, earning chart, a small notepad, and a list of jobs which are ready to invoice. Double-clicking on any of these cards allows to quickly create a new invoice, where all sent jobs will be included. This is just one of ways to quickly create invoices. You can also select one or multiple jobs in the list of jobs, right-click and select Create Invoice. There is also batch invoicing feature, which allows to create invoices over all uninvoiced jobs for all customers with just a single click. It can be found in the Tools menu, Batch Invoicing. So, I'm clicking this card and new invoice form opens. All data was pre-filled automatically. I just need to change necessary fields like payment term, discounts, or tax. Now I create a new tax and select it. Amount automatically calculated, I'm checking it, and click Save and Close. Unpaid invoice appeared here on the dashboard. I open Invoices list and see our first invoice here. To prepare printing form, click Print button. There are two print buttons here. First one generates invoice using default invoice template set in the program settings or in the customer editing form. You can use different invoice templates for different customers, and program will use necessary template when you click Print button. Second button allows to explicitly select which invoice template to use. Here we have 4 built-in invoice templates. But you can create our templates, localize them, include different information, and apply different designs. This topic will be covered in a separate tutorial. When invoice is generated, you can make final edits right in the preview window. To save invoice to file, click Export to button and select file format to export to. To send invoice using your default email program, click Email as button. And to send invoice using BaccS email sender, use email via BaccS button. Mail sender, built-in mail sender supports message templates, so you can send your invoices pretty quickly. I'm closing this preview window. To mark invoice as paid, click it and select it and click Create Payment button. If payment amount equals to invoice amount, simply click Save and Close. Invoice and corresponding jobs will be marked as paid. Let's check it. I'm clicking Save and Close, and invoice will be immediately marked as paid. When I switch to translation jobs, I see that one job which was invoiced also marked as paid. If amount of payment is different, you have to make necessary corrections in the payment window. The cycle is closed, and if I switch to dashboard, unpaid invoice disappears from here and client balance decreased. Also, I wanted to demonstrate you view customization feature. Let me open any job. If you don't like default composition of any editing form, you can customize it. Right click on empty space and select Customize Layout option. And now you can start moving all fields here. You can remove unwanted fields, for example, language combination, client ref number, date of rejection, delivery method. Then exit customization mode, and this layout will be saved for future use. I'm closing the button, open job editing form again, and see that all my changes were saved. Just please take into account that if default form will be changed in one of future updates, for example, new field will be added, then you won't see these changes, and it will be required to manually display this field using customization dialog. Before finishing, let me show few reports. BaccS has a QuickReports feature which allows to quickly create interactive, nice-looking reports. I'll show how to create such reports in a separate video, but here I'll just show how they look. By default, BaccS has few built-in such reports. They are available from Reports, QuickReports, Navigation item, or as a context navigation items under Other navigation items. For example, I switch to Workspace and expand Translation Jobs, QuickReports section, and see that we have 4 QuickReports here. Let's view a first report from here called Dashboard Customers. Here we can quickly change displayed period, and reporting data will be immediately reflected. You can click on chart elements to view detailed data. Hover mouse pointer over different elements on the chart to see some explanations. I'm opening another reports. Here we can click view some data by years, quarters, months. The good thing is that you are free to create own such reports, and this process is extremely interesting and engaging. Built-in reports can be freely edited and used to learn this feature. So that's all for this quick start video. Of course, I didn't show most of features, but you see that workflow is pretty streamlined, fast and simple. In future videos, we'll cover all BaccS features in details. Here is a list of tutorials planned for recording. Working with lists, filtering, grouping, searching, customization. working with lists, conditional appearance, detail view customization, currencies, base currency definition, currency rates, downloader, payments in currencies which differ from invoice currencies, mail sender, import data from CAT tools, quick start with outsourcing module, PROSCOM integration features, model editor advanced customization, custom fields, quick reports, invoice templates, invoice template localization, workload planner, and security system. Maybe this list will change with time, but for now plans are as following. So thank you for watching and hope you liked it. See you soon.